Good afternoon. This is the market update for buy sell short for Monday, July 8th. Volumes starting to slowly creep back after the holiday week, but we had another nice pop on the market today. I believe the stat is 238 new highs on the year today. Just absolutely remarkable, with the majority of the market deader than a doornail. And I believe today was the 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, like the ninth day in a row that we saw the market up 100 plus points within the first 30 minutes or so. And then the rest of the day was essentially a snooze fest. What we have running the market right now are stocks like Netflix up on a CBS deal, up 4%, Priceline up $33 a share, etc., etc. And it continues to be a chaser's market, and that's just all anyone is interested in doing right now, is chasing stocks, hoping they're not the last one to buy, hoping there is another sucker waiting behind them to buy a couple of cents higher. And that's really all we have. That's the action we are looking at right now in this market, and very, very frustrating. You can see here on the Dow daily chart, we broke that resistance level today. We broke resistance on RSI. You can see if we scroll down, MACD over the last 2 days has gained positively. And, just looking back, just to make that point again, recall when we mentioned how when we get an extreme negative MACD on the chart, that it always indicates a reversal is coming within a few days. And lo and behold, we had this extreme negative MACD 2 weeks ago and 800 points lower. So just a note that it can be a very powerful tool. Granted, it has not spread out to the majority of stocks, but if you just played indice options, you ended up turning in a pretty decent gain over the last few days. Dow Transports peaked above that breakout and above the 50-day moving average, but not the most convincing top here. This is actually what we call a death cross, and it typically indicates a trend reversal. Hard to imagine, but we are in the midst of the low summer doldrums trading volume, and anything goes in a market like this, even when things are pretty jacked up as they are right now. Now, you recall last week I mentioned that we would be looking towards the action this early this week to see where we would be going, and that my expectation was that we would continue to rally throughout the month of July. So hopefully we still continue to rally throughout the month of July, and that action starts to spread out to a few more stocks is what would be really, really nice. Dow 15-minute chart, we have a really wide bearish rising wedge in place right now. You can see we've got really strong support at 15,000, which will make the 15K watchers feel really, really good. Russell broke out over the last couple of days. Look at the move in the Russell over the last few days. 70-point move in the last 2 weeks on the RUT. I think from now on, guys, whenever we get these extreme sell-offs in the market and these extreme negative MACDs that we talked about, we're just going to pick up some IWM. Let's look at IWM. Here's the IWM. If we'd picked up some calls here at 93 cents, we would have made 8% over the last week or two. Maybe the way to play. And actually looking at the IWM, this actually looks a little bit toppy as well. So this coupled with the Dow Transports, let's see what the market brings us tomorrow. TLT, as you can see, the market has started to disconnect from the TLT bonds. We had Goldman Sachs out today saying that the 2-year was going to go to 4%. That's another, 1.5% increase. They are in disagreement with what Bill Gross is saying. So, Bill Gross has been one of those guys. He says one thing and 2 weeks later he says, I didn't really mean that. So maybe he's going to end up saying that in the next couple of weeks once he exits whatever he bought. But, big battle between these guys saying what they think the TLT is going to do. The jobs report on Friday was very, very good on the top line growth. But if you actually looked at the jobs that were made, I saw a great comment today. It was bartender and restaurant server jobs is essentially all the jobs that were created, not the high-paying manufacturing jobs that powers the economy back, but for, the bond route continues, and, that's going to have overlying effects on the rest of the market, except for the high beta stocks, the crazy $100, $200, $300, $800 stocks. Those continue to move because that's what the funds chase. But average traders, when we get these 100-point gap opens every day, it sort of puts everyone on the sidelines for the rest of the session. And one thing we started to notice today, and actually let's pull up some of these. CREG, big spike, and then big fade back late in the day. ROSG was another one. Big spike early in the day, faded and gave all the gains back. So what we've been seeing, especially on the small cap stocks of late, is it's been a chaser's market, but the chasers are starting to get burned quite a bit over the last few days. So perhaps I usually view that as a good thing, meaning when these chasers get burned chasing stocks, they tend to go back to the old school correct trading of buying bottom bouncers. So let's see if that's going to happen in the next few days. WTIC oil continued its breakout move, had an early sell-off, then recovered, went green, and then ended slightly down on the day. Oil stocks, while they have started to move slightly, are not really burning up the charts right now, which is kind of a surprise. We really have a buyer strike out there for the most part. And I know it's crazy to say that when we just posted 238 new 52-week highs on the session today, but that is all large caps that have been continued to get chased. We've got a lot of people sitting on the sidelines, not chasing right now. I mean, Twitter has essentially been dead for the last few days, and that's just a testament to the crappiness of the market we are witnessing. Now, that can change tomorrow in a blink, so we just have to be prepared, have to be ready. We sit on high cash, we play the few plays that we're playing, and just be patient. Don't try to force a whole lot of plays. Stock plays. MSTX, they're at a conference tomorrow. Had a Seeking Alpha article today, got a nice early spike, dipped all the way back. We picked up some shares, 44, 45 cents. 47 is the breakout. 50, 57 cents would be the target. Deeply oversold. This can be a very frustrating stock to play. ANX is the old symbol, and as you can see, it trades on the SCAMX indices. So RSI up through 30, positive MACD cross. Stochastic's about to break 50. Chart looks good. Let's see if we get some upward momentum on this one tomorrow. UQM. Huge volume, as you can see last week. Big move from 115 to 152 over the course of a couple of days. Has come back all the way on much lower volume over the last couple of days. Its peer KNDI, which lit this one up back in June, spiked big time today and got a lot of chatter and a lot of bottom chasers moving in. And that should spill over to UQM tomorrow. We got a golden cross on this one last week, and it's dipped since the golden cross, which is not uncommon. But one thing to keep an eye on in the chart, you see this pinkish purple line right here? You see how the chart always trades at this is the 8-day moving average, going back the last few months. The 8-day right now is at 131. We're sitting at $1.18, $1.20. So we've got at least a 10% snapback move up to the 8-day moving average, and hopefully, we'll see that happen tomorrow. The stock usually doesn't trade away from its 8-day moving average for more than a couple of days. We're going on 3 days since then, so definitely due for a bounce, especially with the action in its peer. PGRX, very, very disappointing. I don't know what to say. I guess we're going to need some news and an 11-cent break. Hopefully we get that bounce back in the next day or so. DEJ, which is one we actually picked up on Friday as an oil play. We were expecting some news from Halliburton. That news actually came today. Nice volume spike, got above all the moving averages. I actually expected more volume. I guess it's just a symptom of us being in July and summer trading, but a very nice moving average break. But, we're not having buyers rush into stocks right now unless the stocks are up 25%. Then they have no problem chasing on volume. And that's just the market we sit in right now, guys. So it's a matter of being patient. if we see more continued moves to the upside and do not see the retrace that everyone is sitting and waiting for, you're going to see that money flood into these small cap stocks. So that's what we're looking at right now. If you got any questions, shoot me an email, feedback, buysellshort.com. Otherwise, have a great evening. Bye.